animal. I've been living like I don't care anymore. Check it down, I'ma feel it in the morning. I'ma save up till I own it, I'ma ride until I'm on the board. Hey, what you thinking I was going? Didn't know that you were all knowing. Situations and no wins, PCH coasting, wave my hand out of the window, feel the cold wind in the goddamn, thinking that I'm under it. Like I can't pass the bar, like I can't cross-examine it. Surprised I'm make jaws drop just like Jaws did. I'm out just to bring it like Drake, I'm to John Cena. Ooh, tell me it's my time now. Can't believe it till I see it with my eyes. Now I'm building up my own cloud, blow away the dark clouds, thinking that there's no better time than right now. Break me, I'ma get back up and take it. Hoping my feet don't betray me. Cool, you've been teaching me everything I know. Feel me, it don't take much to reveal me. Got my eyes up to the ceiling. I'ma take you with me everywhere I go. Ooh, I gotta tell them that I got a sinking feeling everything is gonna turn out alright. Gotta make sure they know I'm relishing the spotlight. I wanna go all night. Hey, hit the streets, stepping up like a chromatic, getting furious like a chromatic. If you wanna go at it, then you know where I'm at. And if you think that I don't matter, better straighten up your facts. I'm not another grain of sand falling in an hourglass. Put me on the clock, tick, talk fast, but I never put it on a mask. Do the math, I'll show you proof. If you're up to the task, I'ma show you how to move. No more anonymous, switch it up so it don't sound monotonous. You can't keep up with the changes, I gotta say, if you ain't going my speed, then get out of the fast lane. Break me, I'ma get back up and take it. Hoping my feet don't betray me. Cool, you've been teaching me everything I know. Feel me, it don't take much to reveal me. Got my eyes up to the ceiling. I'ma take you with me everywhere I go. Been teaching me everything I know. Feel me, it don't take much to reveal me. Got my eyes up to the ceiling. I'ma take you with me everywhere I go. Now I've been saving up a little, got some money in my pocket. Gotta move, gotta dance, gotta blast, gotta rock it. I'm a beast, sportside and kingfish eye. Got a lot of fam, so I'm gonna keep on finding. Get you tell I'm Filipino by my last name. I've been using that skill this since 10th grade. Now I'ma do it for civilian. This is the beginning. Yeah, my name's Mazonia. Don't forget that in, yeah. And ties, yeah, so whisper with your whisper I just lost for the moment that our lips touch. Hey, with your heels in hand, I don't mind dancing for a little longer, but it's getting late. You got on those glasses, damn, I can't concentrate. I'm going so infatuated, every day what can I say? You define all the words that I can't find to describe my state of mind. Every time I see you in that oversized t-shirt, my shoes off and know that I'm home, and all my fears and troubles are over. Come close, 'cause tonight all I need is you. oversized t-shirt. Kick my shoes off and know that I'm home. And all my fears and troubles are over. Come close, cause tonight all I need is you. It's you, oh you, just you. We can just take this on a test drive, keep it going all night, and we can have a good time. Hey! To be honest, I'm entranced from your entrance. The light might enhance your enchantment. I don't got plans for advancing. Change that, but the only change is in the bucket that I got my hands in. Pull forward, but am I doing okay? Can I buy you another vodka and no chain? Don't look like half, but I can do this all day. Got a lot that I want to say. Ooh, think you got it all. Gotta shoot this shot, I'm calling. Gotta chase like an alcoholic. Homie, gravity knows how quick I'm falling. Can't breathe, but I gotta take a breather. But really, when is the next time I'll see ya? Pull the courage out the ether, but my knees are getting weaker from this little diva. So I say, hey, did you come here on your own? Don't spend tonight all alone. If you need a little company, I don't mind one thing. I just love being alive. Hop in the car and we'll go. Hop in and I'll take you home. Woo! We can coast on the coast, put the windows down and ride. We can take this on a test drive, keep it going all night. We can have a good time. We can sing until the fire dies. Wouldn't mind if you're on my mind for the rest of my life. Yeah! Woo! Howling down the highway, breeze runs through your hair. Not a care, this is more than okay though. Singing my lungs out to your favorite songs playing on the radio. Stick it to the speed and the double.
Come along, children. Now we're going to have a little music.
Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to First Cut Live. This is our Oscars reaction show. It was quite an eventful night, so we definitely have plenty to say tonight. But joining us, as always, we got the full squad in the house. We have RB3 and Sabrina pulling up, all dressed up. I see the looks, I see the vibes, I'm digging it. RB3 and Sabrina, we're here after the Oscars. We want to get first impressions, first reactions. It's kind of hard to ignore a certain thing that happened, but I don't know if we should start with that. Should we just start with that?
Yeah, I think we should.
The thumbnail has it because RB3 put it there, but okay, let's just go there. Okay. We've seen unplanned Oscar moments. RB3, you're a big fan of planned Oscar moments, as in you think everything is a conspiracy and it's actually been planned out this whole time. Was this out? One, two. What are your thoughts on the slap heard around the world?
So this is interesting. So I do think initially I thought it was, when I first saw it, I was like, this got to be fake. Like, this got to be planned. Like, you know, as a funny joke. Like, you know, Will just came up and he was a little upset. And then the slap happened. I was like, oh shoot, okay, like a little roughhousing. I don't know, it's a little random. I don't know what's going on. I made a joke that they're turning this into the BET Awards. I was like, oh, they really turned this into the BET Awards now. But then they censored everything, which made me wonder, okay, whoa, like if they're censoring stuff, like they would make it like appropriate to like be on TV. And I thought, oh, maybe that still might be a little staged. But then the thing that really put the nail in the coffin was when P. Diddy came up at the next category, and he was like, oh man, yo, brothers, we got pieced up afterwards. Like, yo, you could just feel the tension like in the room. So I definitely thought it was real. And by the way, I have it here, y'all. I have it here. I have the video here for us to watch. I'm gonna see, as always, another out.
No.
How you can hear, how y'all are going to be able to hear things. So here I have.
I mean, if you want to play, and then if not, we can jump to Sabrina.
Yeah. It's on screen for the people. So I have it muted on screen on loop for the peoples. But yeah, Sabrina, what's your commentary?
Here we go. So, I mean, since we started, obviously we are going to address the huge ass elephant in the room as we have already. But like overall, I think the Oscars were like the nominations and everything were a little bit underwhelming compared to past years. And then this happened, like even the ceremony, I was like, damn, like the stuff they were pulling out, the fan favorite stuff, the TikTok videos behind, like, we don't talk about Bruno. I totally understand that it was a huge viral TikTok song, but I was just not feeling anything about it. And then of course this happened, and this single-handedly saved the Oscars. It was trending. It was all over the place. Like, it's like the worst and best thing that could have happened for the night, like truly. So like for a second, I thought it was stage 2, and I thought he like fully popped him like with a fist. Turns out it was just a slap. Still ridiculous.
Bad.
Still really bad. But I thought it was like a full fist. But can we talk about Chris Rock for a second? Because I would have cried. I would have literally cried if I got slapped in the face on live television. I would not be able to compose myself. The fact that he still had like a straight face, he was still on stage, he was doing his thing, absolute insanity. And I know people keep bringing up the fact that he made a joke about Jada like 4 or 5 years ago at like the 2017 Oscars, and then this one now. And I totally understand it, but like, bro, there's shots to everybody all the time. I don't know the context of this one. I guess like Jada has been dealing with like alopecia or something else. So I do understand that like this joke is a little bit more serious and could hit close to home. But Will Smith just coming up on that stage with that energy and cursing him out. I shot at the most prestigious award show in the entire world of all time. And the person who's going to win Best Actor, that everybody knew was going to win Best Actor, is just something I could have never even expected a mile away. It's not even here. I was just somewhere. I was with JTE in April, as a lot of people probably in the chat know. Awesome, amazing. Such a fun Oscars party that we had. We had a bingo card, and I was like, I literally did not have this on my bingo card for tonight. So shocking.
RB3, you said you liked it, and then you said it wasn't right. Which one is it, bro?
What do you mean? When did I say it wasn't right? Did I say it's not right? When did I say it wasn't right?
When Sabrina said it wasn't a full fist, and you're like, yeah, but it's still not right.
Oh, I mean, it's still not. I mean, it's still. I mean that in an endearing way. You know what I mean? It's still not. It's still. You know, an open slap sometimes can be harder than a fist sometimes. Like if you got a real hard, you know, like open palm.
Will trained.
Yeah.
Will trained Ali, baby. Like he got that fist. Like I'm happy it was open palm because.
Yeah, but also the open palm is demoralizing too. Like that's also what like makes it a little bit better, you know? So like when you look at somebody, you know, open fist is very aggressive. You can almost get arrested with an open fist. But with an open palm, and I'm talking like pure fight commentary here, right? Open palm is you get like a good amount of like loudness, a good amount of action, not a lot of like bruising. So, you know, Chris Rock can still go on and do the show, like, and still do whatever and not like have a black eye. But, you know, it's still demoralizing. Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, you know, sometimes, a lot of times the open palm is like associated with, you know, how, you know, women fight. So, you know, seeing one, you know, Will get at him like that, boom, like, bah, like in the middle of it was just crazy. It was just all kinds of manic energy, like all around. I loved it.
Did you love it as in like, this is messy, I'm in for it? Or did you love it as like, yeah, he's standing up for his wife?
Let's start a red table talk here right now. Jada, get on stage.
No, as literally as somebody who has spent the last year, like, you know, reading Will Smith's like audiobook, you know, watching like a lot of his movies, you know, re-binging Fresh Prince. I talk about that a lot. And also just like going into his YouTube channel. I don't really talk about that much. I love his YouTube channel as well. So I'm always team Will Smith. Like I think Will Smith's always gonna be my guy. So I'm all him on this. And you know, he winning with Bel Air right now too. So it's like he's triple winning. He's not thinking about what's the repercussion, they gonna kick me out. Like he's on, you know, he's gassed up off his dub.
But that's the thing. It's like, if he wasn't nominated for Best Actor, or if he wasn't like Will Smith, let's say Benedict Cumberbatch ran up on somebody and hit them, they would kick him out. Like, you know, right?
I don't know about kick him out, but they definitely would. There wouldn't be two sides. There would be one side.
Okay, so this is work for them. This is their job. Their publicists are there. His publicist is working overtime. Like, she needs to get a fat raise, first of all. But this is a work event. If you go to a work event and you slap somebody in the face, even if you're not like directly coworkers, they're in a different division, something like that, you can't be there. Like, you can't continue to be in the same room as everybody else.
That's true. I definitely do feel like the Will Smith effect let him get away with that, because I definitely did feel like he was going to step away or leave the show, and maybe they give him the award and someone else is like, Will Smith, blah, 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 I had to leave, blah, 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 blah. I thought that would happen. It definitely didn't happen. But as an actual thing that happened, Sabrina, how are you feeling about it? Because I feel like it's kind of split on Twitter. By kind of, I mean like 70-30, 80-20.
Okay, sorry. Also, what I didn't say is I like the action is just like a man action of defending his wife, like of just, or
that's
just
what I mean. Yeah,
a partner action defending his partner, like, you know, or defending him or his partner. Like, I enjoy it on that level.
Yeah, like, I think, again, like the actual like reality of the joke, because people at these award shows or at other ones, of course, are always firing shots at each other like constantly. But the context of the actual joke in this case, I think, is like super, super inappropriate. I think he maybe could have and should have handled it better. But, you know, like, I am a fan of Will Smith. In my mind, I was going to be happy. I knew he was going to win it, but I would have been happy if it was him or Andrew Garfield, because everybody knows I love Andrew Garfield, and Tick, Tick, Boom was incredible. So like, I'm constantly rooting for him. I do think he is genuinely such a good guy. And like, you know, tensions can rise in a situation like this, especially because Chris Rock has shaded like Jada in the past. Like I just said, like 2017 Oscars, saying like, oh, you can't boycott something you weren't even invited to. Like, he's had jokes about her in the past. So maybe that's the straw that broke the camel's back. Like, this last joke is just like, yo, you did this to my wife too many times in this setting in front of our colleagues. Like, this is it. Like, none of this shit anymore.
Can I ask you to clarify the background of the joke? Because I just was like, oh, she's bald. Can you explain that a little more, Sabrina? Because I didn't know what you were saying.
I just found out about this today, actually, so I can't speak on it 100%. Take my words with a grain of salt. But from what I had heard, Jada has been dealing with alopecia, so that is why she keeps her hair short. And so a joke like that is like an actual offensive thing, because it's not just a choice of hairstyle. It's something she feels like she has to do with her situation.
Does alopecia affect your hair? Does it have hair loss?
It's hair loss. So it can be something little, or like it can be really large. It just depends on the person to person basis. So some people can hide it with different haircuts or stuff like that. Okay. So that's why she keeps her hair short. But again, he shaded her in the past. So this is just another one. But then I'm on the side of, should he run up on him? Actually, he didn't even, he walked
out.
He walked
and
out.
he had, he didn't even run up, like.
Because he's Will Smith, that's why.
He straight up, like, if I was Chris Rock, I would have ran off on stage, honestly, because the way that he walked, you know, he is serious. If somebody like ran up and did that, like, you never know what's going to happen. But the way he so casually walked up, it's almost more menacing than if he was like super emotional with it. Like, he just ran up and was like, pow, stance. Any shot, like the shot we have for the thumbnail, any shot you have, it is eloquently choreographed, like in a beautiful way. Like he knows his angles, he knows his stances with this one.
Yeah. And
can I just go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. You go, Andres. You go.
I just want to say my thing is, like, I'll give my perspective. I just feel like when it comes to a joke on a stage from a performer like Chris Rock, you can't be doing that. When it comes to like, yo, backstage, he comes up to Jada and Will and he's like, yo, what's up, Will? Oh, look. And he says that, I would do it. I wouldn't second guess it if that's the disrespect coming. But even if it was like an after event type thing, but on stage as a comedian, as a joke, there's that line right there where it's like the comedian line. You just, even if it is heckling or even if they are like roasting you, you can't just go up there. Maybe afterwards, or maybe like backstage if they said that to you.
And like Sabrina said, it's a condition that Jada has been dealing with, and it's something that honestly, if you've been following Jada or any of their socials for a long time, they've been getting clowned about her hairstyle like relentlessly about it for a minute. So I'm sure it might have been a little more of just like built up like internet tension too, of like, oh y'all, I'm not gonna let y'all like Chris Rock disrespect me like that. And then also too, the long standing disrespect of her hairstyle. Also, Will and Jada had a whole year and a half of people talking about entanglements, talking about their relationship is destroyed, cheating and all this. Like I think in his mind, I think in Will Smith's mind, he probably saw it, that moment as like an opportunity to like, as like a PR moment of him like defending like himself or some of that nature. So thank you for subscribing. TRB. Also, we have a lot of people watching. We got almost 400 people watching right now. Hit that like button. Everybody watching right now, hit that like button. What's y'all opinions on this? I'm seeing a lot of people. I see Oliver Quinn saying violence is okay, is all I'm hearing. It's not always okay. I definitely don't think it's always okay. I don't even think at an Oscar stage, it's not a good look, but he apologized for it, so I don't care.
And that's the thing. It's like, he apologized in a very PR way. You could tell. I did see like tweets and different things like that from people that were at the Oscars saying in between every single commercial break, his publicist was with him, probably crafting something. He knew he was going to win Best Actor. We all did. So this is something that people, you can't even spot something like this coming a mile away. When it happened, I straight up like chugged like 2 glasses of wine that were next to me. And I was like, I don't even know what my emotions are. It was insane. And again, I agree. Violence is not the answer. I do not condone violence, but I do understand with the beef, the low-key beef that they have kind of had, and him coming at Jada a few times on that same Oscar stage, 2 times now. And with something that it's not a joke, because somebody else made kind of like the entanglement joke a little bit earlier. And, he laughed. He didn't do anything like with that situation. I think this was just a step too far. I do not support him slapping him, but him cussing him out, stuff like that, absolutely, 100% stand up, especially because people have been clowning on Will Smith, calling him names, kind of calling him like a beta male and other stuff like that because of everything that's been going around with Jada. Like, like somebody shades her, you want to go back. Don't slap him when you're about to win Best Actor. I was like, I wonder if Andrew Garfield can win now. I was like, this is how Andrew Garfield can still win the Best Actor award.
Switch out the envelope. RB3, I definitely want to go back to you because I interrupted you like twice. So I want to get more thoughts from you, man. The thing is, for me, it's like comedians tell
people in this chat's going crazy. Let me turn off the notifications. Shout out to all the people watching. We have 1,300 right now. 1,300. We just popped the algorithm, so shout out to that.
I just feel like the stage gives you kind of a shield, right? Where you're kind of allowed to say what you want to say. And if you do have an issue with it, you can speak your mind, but you can't just go up on stage and slap somebody. And obviously, like I said, afterwards, or if it was not on stage and if it was backstage or even at some sort of event, if Chris Rock said that and he felt like that was disrespectful, that's a little different. But again, the stage, the comedian aspect of it, you can't just do that. That's definitely not something that you want to do.
Stop it! Undressed. Look at this chat. Somebody said would have been arrested for assault. Sabrina, you got that one. Listen, but that's what that is. Like, people are gonna put, no. It's all good. But that's people are gonna write
sensitive chat for you, bro.
People are gonna write this narrative of like, Will Smith shouldn't do that. Like, Will Smith's a violent black man. Will Smith's doing this, doing that. That's like, fam. We've seen mad other moments like of all kinds of other stuff happen at other war shows, other events. Like, it's not like this isn't like, it's not like he shot him. It's not like he like went up there and like violently. He just defended his wife with like a friend, like a slap. Like, it wasn't like a punch, like Sabrina said. It's not like the worst thing.
If you go back, like watch it back, it is a slap. It is not a punch. I thought it was a punch at first too when I was watching the live show. It's a slap. Not okay. but it was not like full force. And also, you know what, like even talking about all this, there's 1,000 people in the film industry that have done horrible things to other actors and actresses or people that are working with them, below them, all that stuff. Look at David O. Russell, like cussing people out, yelling at people, berating people on his own set. Not one person says a single thing. No, people mention it once every so often, but he is not held accountable for that. But everybody's jumping on this. It's very complicated. I am not in support of this happening, but I also understand where it's coming from. In real life, people that are your colleagues or like an acquaintance or something like that, if somebody is running up on somebody that is near and dear to you, a family member, like your partner, your spouse, whatever it is, like you are going to feel that need to defend them. And in this case, this was a bad joke. Like this was not just a normal, like, I don't know, like heckling comedy joke. Like it's an offensive joke because it's something that she can't control. When you joke about something people can't control, I think that's messed up. That's a different level of messed up for sure.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I feel like, it's so funny because people in the chat are like, oh, you guys are being woke snowflakes. Like, I feel like the woke snowflakes are the people who can't handle a little slap. Like, I feel like that's really the people who are like, yo, fam, he got slapped because he said something stupid. Like, and they moved on. Like, if it would have been different if they would have scrapped, Andres, you're a basketball fan. You watch the NBA. People get into little mini scraps all the time, and it's all for entertainment purposes. This is all for entertainment purposes. And for all we know, it was probably fake. It was probably fake. Look, the Oscars have been dying for years. There's literally articles in the Hollywood Reporter about how the ratings have been going down consistently, and this is probably one of his last tips. Will Packer, lovely producer who's made some of the best films, such as Ride Along, all of Kevin Hart's filmography, really, has made some entertaining movies. This is an entertaining moment. This might not be, I wouldn't put it past them if this wasn't like just a real quick, like Will Packer got in the Will Smith's ear, yo man, just get up on stage and get funny with him real quick. And then Chris Rock was just, went with the moment and that was it. I don't know. I'm speculating. I'm just talking. I'm not defending Will, but I don't think there should be a backlash against Dude. That's my stance on it. That's my stance.
I definitely don't think it was planned. I agree with you. A lot of moments are planned that you think are not planned. I definitely don't think this was planned at all. I definitely do feel like it's crossing the line. I don't know why anyone in the chat says we're not saying that. It's definitely crossing the line. It's literally just a weird, strange moment. And it really is one of those moments where he felt like he had to step up. You just, as I said a million times before, you just don't do that on stage. That's it. Just, you don't do that on stage. I agree with that.
It's the same thing. I just said, like in a workplace setting, which this is for these actors and everybody that's working on these films behind the scenes in front of the camera, no matter what, this is a workplace setting. I would not condone anybody doing it there. I don't still now. Like, we have said this. Nobody is pro slap.
Hey, whatever side of the fence you own, let us know by hitting that like button. Hit that like button right now. Show some support to the stream. We love seeing all this. Even if you listen, I really don't. I listen. These are rich, elite, like people. Like they make 10 times, a million times the amount of money that I'll ever make. So like, I really don't give a at food slaps who. You know what I mean? It's just funny. It's just entertainment to me. So, and that was honestly the most entertaining part out of an honestly really boring ceremony. So.
I was going to say, what do you guys think about the show as a whole? How did it hold up for you?
It was okay. Honestly, the hosted bits weren't the worst bits that, they could have been. Like the beginning, like, the opening monologue with all three of them was pretty funny. The Amy Schumer part was pretty decent. And, also I'm a big Beyonce fan. So what you gonna do for me there? The opening sequence set in Compton, at the Compton tennis courts, very local to the neighborhood, starting with the city of Compton Harmony, like just very beautiful for me as somebody from Compton. Love seeing that representation. And a great way to set the stage. And, I tweeted jokingly, it was a joke that I tweeted this, sorry, wait a second. But Beyonce deserved the best original song of the year, Will Smith, he was already pulling up on stage. He could have snatched that mic and did that moment too for his movie, for King Richard. But I do think that was a really good, especially opening song, because there's not a lot of uplifting songs that were nominated this year for Best Original Song category. So,
yeah, I have hot takes on that. But Sabrina, what do you think about the show as a whole?
Again, even prior to the show, I was underwhelmed by the nominees. I mean, if we compare this to literally any other year, I think overall, I would say like 70% of the films nominated for Best Picture or a lot of the other categories, I just didn't find to be super compelling the way I have. Let's say 2020 was probably the last time I really felt this way, where I loved almost every single nominee, every single like movie nominated for Best Picture, Parasite, Marriage Story, so many across the board that kind of like added something very unique. Even the films that have been awarded, I think are great, but I don't think it's on par than what we typically see. So with those already being underwhelming, when it got to the actual show of it all, it was fine. I'm a fan of everybody that got the awards. I'm a fan of a lot of the films that were nominated, even something like Don't Look Up. Do I think it should be nominated for Best Picture? No, but I like the movie.
Woo!
You do, RB3?
Let's go. Don't Look Up. Don't Look Up.
Don't Look Up, baby. I'm going to pull up these nominations and winners right now because I was at a party. So I was going through like a bingo card and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't think I have the sheet right now.
Well, my thing is like, we have to talk about the idea that the awards were cut down, right? So let's talk about the 8 categories that were actually edited later to be a part of the show and that were kind of just brushed in there. How'd you guys feel about that? Because that was a huge controversy. I spoke up about it. I think all 3 of us did, saying that that's a weird thing to do. How did it actually flow with the show, RB3? It wasn't the worst, but I really hated seeing the speeches cut down. It was literally the first thing that came back from commercials, so it's very easy for people to skip over that. And you could clearly tell they cut out the parts where people were thanking their families. Like all the parts literally the one sentence pieces that they would keep from the speeches were either thanking the director or thanking another Hollywood name. Like there was never a part of those pre-recorded speeches where they were thanking family. So the only people who got to thank their family were the big actors and directors and producers, but not the rest of the people. Real quick, there's 3 comments that I picked out of the chat because this chat's just going super wild. Stop.
Sorry,
just stop looking at the comments.
I just gotta stop looking, but they're funny. Def said, "Where's my stimulus check?" Benzo said, "Greatest moment in Oscar history is referring to the stop." Jamal Wooten said, "That Mike Lowry moment right there, for real, defending his family." And Will Smith, he made a whole speech about defending his family. That was the longest, most draining speech of all time. They did not need to give me 5 minutes of Will Smith. That delayed this show. Like that delayed us going live, like single-handedly. They probably was ready to wrap out at 8:30, but they had to go to 9 because Will can shut up. So
yeah, he definitely went on long. I definitely felt like that was part of his, like you said, Sabrina, before, part of his PR. Literally
100%.
On the spot PR. That's wild. Like thinking about how quickly you can switch the story just by winning an Oscar.
Like I said, she needs her salary, whatever it is, it needs to be like tripled at this moment because of what she had to deal with tonight. I hope she had her coffee in her sleep. But as somebody who like works in like marketing and all that stuff, I'm going to say like they killed it. They bodied it. He tied it into the movie that he is nominated for. He tied it into the real life story and connected it in that way, which adds a more like complex level to it. And again, don't agree with what he did because again, this is the most prestigious award show literally of all time. The Grammys, the Emmys doesn't even hold a candle to the Oscars. This is iconic. These are where iconic moments happen. And unfortunately, the most iconic moment now for decades is going to be this moment. And it's going to hide. Well, like La La Land, Moonlight doesn't even hold a candle to this now. Like someone straight up, I
had a poll. I did some science to this. My profile. I'll pull it up.
I got research.
I got research. And I'm gonna retweet this poll. People. Is the poll said fan favorite #Oscars cheer moment, Moonlight versus La La Land or Will Smith slaps Chris Rock. I retweeted that. Follow me at Director RB3. I'm gonna actually put this. I'll put this in the chat. So y'all vote in this poll and let me know what y'all think.
Yeah, I definitely feel like it's still a lot of the everything that happened afterwards too, and everything that happened before, it kind of became irrelevant.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. And it is really sad that so many beautiful moments like Coda getting the spotlight. We
Coda
love that
winning.
movie.
Yeah.
Like it's a beautiful movie. We have our review about it when we first watched it, when it first came out. But going back to what you said about these speeches kind of being cut down, and it felt like a lot of the times they were rushing these, which is, I feel like, so uncalled for. Every single one of these people that are nominated, not nominated, or winners have spent years and years and years of their life on this particular project. And they have like 45 seconds to a minute in order to thank every single person that has had some type of hand or anybody that comes to their mind. The thing that I thought was the most egregious was probably Hamaguchi for Drive My Car. When it won international feature, it was like they kept trying to play him off the stage and he wasn't even on for that long. And I'm like, damn, we have this really interesting director who is winning a very like prestigious award, and we're just like driving him off the stage. And like, I just think that is so disrespectful.
Yeah, I definitely feel like it felt more and more rushed the more the awards went on. Like when production design came on, I almost didn't see it because it was so quick. And a lot of them, costumes went quick. Like you would almost just see the person get the award, but you don't even know who the nominees were. So for people watching who didn't really know who was nominated for best costume or best production design, you had like 15 seconds to see all 5 nominees. And if you missed it, you missed it. And it cut in with the commercial so quick. So you could see a commercial for like car insurance, and then it's like best production design. And it's like so quick that I was like, all right, this didn't work out, at least not for me. How about the show aspect with the comedy bits and all that? Did that work for you guys? Because to me, I'd cut all that and just put these guys in and put them back in the awards and put them live instead of pre-recorded and do the edited down version. But how'd you guys feel about the 3 comedians and the comedy bits, or Wanda Sykes, Amy Schumer, Regina doing what they did?
I actually was surprised. I thought it did work really well, but again, I don't really come to the Oscars for like this type of like entertainment. Maybe a few bits here and there, but when it just goes on a little bit too long, calling up like some men like Jacob Elordi and other people like that, and like, yo, we gotta like test you, like take off your clothes, like all this stuff. That's the stuff that just doesn't work for me. It doesn't fit into like what the Oscars is, and it really does feel like we have a group of like boomers, I guess is
so
like the only word
Coda.
I can
It's
possibly.
even better because I got accepted to Berklee Collage of Music yesterday. Thank you guys for having a role getting me there through my channel guideline.
Thank you. That's Wiley Todd, everybody. Wiley Todd. Thank you, everybody.
Wiley.
And everybody.
Oh my gosh, congratulations.
And everybody who's watching, if you donate $5 or more, your message will be read out loud by the robot.
Let's vet these messages.
We're gonna try and vet. We're gonna vet them. We got a lot of people watching. But our Streamlabs link is firstcut.live. First link on top of the description. Also, super chat $5 or more. Get read out loud.
I definitely want to let you finish.
Sorry, Sabrina. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no worries. I don't even remember like where I was at, but yeah, some of the comedy bits I feel like could have been a little bit more like just kind of sprinkled throughout the film. But I do think the Oscars are the strongest when there's no host and we have the presenters doing like really small bits, even for like Pulp Fiction, the one that they had with like the suitcase. I thought that was hilarious. That's something that, again, is a nod to film lovers, because that's what this is supposed to be, a celebration of film, past and present. And Pulp Fiction is something that is cemented in pop culture forever. So I just think that stuff works. Some of this comedy stuff, I think Wanda Sykes was freaking incredible. I think a lot of what Regina Hall did was incredible. I did miss Amy Schumer's like part of the opening monologue. So I heard that was good. I'll have to go check it out myself soon, but I'm not the biggest fan of her, even though Trainwreck is in my top 10 of the last decade.
RB3, how'd you feel about the comedy bits, the time taken away from the other categories that were edited down?
Yeah, some of them didn't work. The Spider-Man one was ridiculous. My thing is like, yo, cancel those fan voted moments. Okay, cancel them, but keep them, because my man Zack Snyder came up big this tonight. Shout out to Zack. Yo, shout out to Zack Snyder taking home not one, but two fan vote awards for Zack Snyder's Justice League, the Flash moment over Endgame, which was crazy. And then we got of course Army of the Dead winning fan movie of the year. I mean, come on. Who loved Army of the Dead here? Go back and watch our top 10 video of the year. I literally said Army of the Dead I said Coda was my number 11 and Army of the Dead was number 12. So there we go.
It definitely was weird because I still feel like it's more fan bases that can vote for their favorite director, and that's kind of it. It doesn't really feel like I don't know. It's just like whoever has the best fan favorite moment. I still feel like it doesn't work. To me, I just feel like comedy bits in general, just, again, I'm with you, Sabrina. I'm just like, I don't really care for them, at least not to take away time for actual really important awards. Production design, cinematography, editing, like these are like top tier awards. These isn't just animated short, which I assume most people don't watch. But editing and cinematography is like it's like the first thing you pay attention to. Yeah. I think the animated short matters just as much as the other categories too. And I think that just went to show they literally gave Riz Ahmed the most amount of pre-recorded time because he's a celebrity winning that award. Yeah. Like he had the longest time by far out of any of the short winners of that period. So, it's just weird. It's weird. Yeah, I definitely felt like, I don't know. The flow of the show was definitely weird. On a ranking level for the past, let's go 3 years. Where does this stack up? I still think last year was god-awful. It was terrible. And it shows by the number of viewers who watched it. In terms
of the winners or in terms of the show?
No, in terms of show. Yeah,
I think the show last year was a really great presentation. Shout out to my man Jesse Collins. He put me on, employed me when I first got into Hollywood. Not even joking, I say a lot of things as jokes. Like Jesse Collins really did do a lot. I worked for a lot of his shows. And I thought the production last year was amazing. I think the production this year was amazing as well. I do think there was less of a love for movies and definitely more of a love for pop culture. Like you said, with the TikTok thing, the fact that they performed Let's Talk About Bruno, which was a song that wasn't even nominated, but they just had to put in the most popular song from Encanto and perform that.
But they didn't sing it either, too.
Well, yeah, they also, yeah. But they danced to it. But I also think, I mentioned this in another live stream, but and I remember in the 2010 Academy Awards celebrating the 2009 movies, they did a thing where the best original score categories were they performed all the original scores, but through melodies of people dancing with choreographed interpretations of them. And it was people dancing to Inglourious Bastards, Inception, all these really, really great movies. And to the scores of them, this is a great thing that also celebrates the art of movies. What about those clip packages that show you the visual effects artists working and the process of them doing that stuff is cool for people to watch. There should be more of that. There should be less of the jokes. We didn't need 25-minute monologue to in the beginning. It felt like it was 25 minutes. I don't know if it was actually that long. And all salute to, Diane Warren. I don't know who that lady is, or that song or whatever. Don't. If a song's boring, skip it. If a song's just boring, don't even worry about it. Just forget about it.
Let's go here. Because should we even do performances at all? I've heard people who say just cut all the songs out. Performing live.
I like the Beyonce song because I like the Beyonce song.
You can't just pick and choose your favorite songs. I'm saying, I do think, or all of them or none of them.
The Academy is picking and choosing their favorite categories. They're picking and choosing what categories deserve recognition and what don't. We should be, as fans, we should say, no, we don't want the boring ones that are going to put us to sleep. Show us if you're going to do a big show with Beyonce and offset location, all this kind of in the thing, do it right and do it with class and do a presentation and do something like Encanto. But don't do something that's going to put people to sleep, especially when you're cutting down on the categories that actually matter to the movie making process.
What do you think, Sabrina? Should we keep doing live performances of Best Original Song?
I think that they should anticipate that this is going to be a long ceremony. And as long as they include film editing and all the other categories, every single one, I know not everybody watches documentaries. I know not everybody watches shorts. still include them. These people have worked their asses off to get to this point and are getting so much recognition. It should be at the forefront. So if you do want to continue to do performances, maybe trim it down. Sometimes when people perform on different shows, instead of doing verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, and song is over, maybe just do like verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, done. And then you just take out one full verse. And then we get a little bit here and there of it, like make it something quick, maybe while they're transitioning into something else. I totally get it. But yeah, I love Billie Eilish. I loved seeing her performance. I thought it was fantastic. And she won, which I was shocked. I really did not think she was going to win that.
Yeah, I thought for sure she was going to win. I even think she was. Oh, yeah. Wow. Oh, yeah. My thing about original song, can I say something? Score. My God, what's more important than a movie score? And they give like what, 30 minutes to best original song with the performances and the actual giving of the award. To me, the score moment felt like literally 30 seconds, if not less. It was like, oh, here are your nominees and your winner. And he's not here. Peace. I was like, yo, I would actually want more time for scores more than anything for songs. If I'm being real, I feel like switch that, perform the score. If you're going to do anything, and just put song as just naming them. In my opinion, most original songs are not great anyways. Maybe just most original songs aren't good in movies
for sure. To like
unless it's a musical,
like 50-50.
Yeah, it just depends. But like, I do understand like having these performances, it kind of breaks up some of the energy in it and brings something different. We have the comedy, we have the actual presentation and awards, and then we have these musical things like sprinkled throughout. Honestly, instead of 2 songs from Encanto, like no offense, love it, but I want to see Andrew Garfield doing 3090 from Tick Tick Boom. Like I want to see something a little bit different. Even like, yeah, if you're going to do performances and stuff like that, I feel like it should have been even like the most like notable songs from film, maybe something from In the Heights. Like that's some stuff I would have liked to see a little bit more of, maybe not just original songs.
Well, that to me was most interesting, especially in the year of musicals. Like this was truly the year of musicals on film, whether that was In the Heights, West Side Story, like you said, Tick Tick Boom, Annette, which that was the one with, was Annette the one with Adam Driver?
Adam Driver.
Yeah, on Amazon. Great film. Yeah, a lot of musicals came out this year. Even, Encanto, and even, man, I lost it. But one of the other nominees, to a certain extent, I literally just lost it. Coda. Coda is literally a musical to a certain extent. Yeah.
Would have been beautiful.
So it would have been a nice little moment to just highlight a year in movie musicals. Like why, like they could have had a beautiful theme like all throughout the show, instead of doing like weird random anniversaries of like White Men Can't Jump and like Pulp Fiction. Why don't they make the whole year about like musicals and, Deaf Celebration? Because those are the 2 biggest things that I saw in cinema in 2022 or 2021 was musicals. And also it's kind of fitting that the deaf movie with Coda won, especially when we saw so much more deaf representation in film and TV, whether that's like Hawkeye or there's another
Sound of Music from last year.
Yeah, Sound of Music from last year. Yeah.
Drive My Car, Eternals.
Drive My Car, another one. Yeah. So a lot of deaf representation, like and Eternals. Yeah, all of these. So it's kind of fitting that Coda ends up getting that award, but they should have celebrated that too. There's so many missed opportunities. It's like they didn't even think about curating the show around the movies and around the cinema experience. They just thought about, what's gonna make it pop most? Like what's gonna make things pop most? What's gonna get the most retweets?
Yeah, I definitely feel like if you're gonna cut time, like you said, RB3, songs, especially songs that put you to sleep, definitely might be your best bet. Any surprise winners or winners that you were super hyped about? I'll start with you, Sabrina.
Well, Jessica Chastain, because I haven't been keeping up with the Oscar race over the last like 2-3 months, just because of my job. It's been really busy, but I kept up with it months and months ago when people were talking about Kristen Stewart or Olivia Colman, kind of like some early front runners. And I was one of the only people that saw Eyes of Tammy Faye in theaters in Los Angeles. Like shockingly enough, for a film like this, you'd think it would have popped off in LA, but I went to the Grove and there was only like four other people in the theater on like opening day. So there was like nobody there. And I really did not expect it to get the awards love that it did. And especially for Jessica Chastain to be winner, even though I do think it's deserving enough. Like she was probably like third on my list out of all these amazing women, but I kind of like to see it. I think this story is really interesting. I don't know if either of you have seen the film. But she's fantastic, especially if you look at real like videos of Tammy Faye. She perfectly embodies her, and the hair and makeup is incredible. Same thing with Andrew Garfield in that film. It is haunting. It really is. It's been months, and it wasn't even like near my top 10, but I still really, really enjoyed watching that film for the first time and then rewatching it on streaming at home.
Yeah, RB3, what about you? Any surprise winners or winners that you were just hella hyped about?
I had already mentioned. Army of the Dead winning the Fan Award. That really.
But does that even count? Like
it doesn't
actually,
but it's still kind of cool though.
Count it to me. No, there wasn't any surprise winners, and you know, I really didn't like the fact that Dune won all those technical categories. I tweeted about this, but I think I like when a film wins a lot of awards. I don't like when it's just one movie tearing through a bunch of technical categories, because there's
this
a lot
Oscars
of other.
Was too predictable for me. I just hope Everything Everywhere All at Once gets some Oscar love next year. Saw it on Free and it's amazing. Michelle Yeoh and Ke Huy Quan killed it.
Thank you. That was John Lee. Thank you. And yo, I this weekend on Saturday I saw X at the movies. And when I was there, we gotta do the review. But when I was there, I saw Jeff Snyder at the joint, and he had just came back to LA, I guess. But he was seeing everything everywhere.
I just saw him at the Oscars party I was just at.
Oh, really, Snyder? Oh, word. That's what's up. Yeah. Small world, man. Small world.
But you were saying, as far as winners that you really appreciated?
Yeah, because I think, I mentioned on Twitter, but yeah, I think the editing and King Richard is phenomenal. Like that should have been recognized. I think the cinematography and like West Side Story is breathtaking. I think the sound design in No Time to Die, like particularly the scene when like homie is shooting a bunch of rounds into the bulletproof glass, and then like there's like a kind of almost like a heart beating, like I watched this movie a couple times. I just, there's like a heart beating kind of like thing, like when he's like the bad guy's like shooting his gun at this bulletproof glass. And there's really good sound design. And I'm just saying that it shouldn't just be one movie, Dune, winning 8 technical categories and everybody else scrapping for everything else. Like, it should be. In previous years, they've had movies like Mad Max Fury Road win 4, Ex Machina win 2, Star Wars win something. They've spread it out. They spread the love out in previous years, and I just feel like it's a little unoriginal giving Dune everything. And I love Dune. That was my number 1 movie of last year, but a little unoriginal.
I think Dune
I just feel like go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh no, I feel like Dune could have been a good, even like one of the front runners for Best Picture. And I'm actually surprised to hear you say all of this, just because I know Dune is at the top of both your lists from this past year. So yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I was gonna say I kind of disagree. I feel like Dune deserved all the awards it won because it was just damn good. Like, it's that damn good. It deserved. Greg Fraser shot the hell out of that movie, and I saw all those other movies that were nominated too. And yes, they're very beautiful. Dune just looks better. The editing for Dune to me was top notch. Sound for Dune was just remarkable. Like, I just feel like it was definitely a worthy thing for sure. I was celebrating every Dune win, to be honest. I loved it.
I loved it. I just don't know if the Academy was thinking critically when they make those decisions. You know what I mean? Like, I just think
the Academy never thinks critically. That's definitely for sure. Do we have any comments that we have to go through that were super chats? I want to make sure we get to them before
we got all the super chats. Yeah. We have somebody who said, how did my girl Beyonce do? I miss her. Yeah, she did great, man. She had a great performance. Coffee said, hire that man as a heavyweight division, Dana White. Another man said, King Izzo said Will threw his nuts over his shoulders and to sit back down. Definitely agreed with that. And yeah, a lot of people are generally thinking it's scripted. The slap moment, it might be.
I mean, that's your first thought. I I don't think it was. I don't think
they would go that far, even though because of some of the choices they made, again, like them with like their like marketing and their like PR people and all that stuff, the stuff they've added, I feel like feels disingenuous to kind of like the core people that watch the show. It feels like they're trying too hard to appeal to like Gen Z, even though I know, and me and RB3 are Gen Z. It's like, we know so many people who are our age or younger or a little bit older than us or whatever that are actually interested in the Oscars. And if they're not interested in the Oscars, this isn't going to make them interested in the Oscars. Like them adding, again, like the TikTok videos, we don't talk about Bruno, all that stuff. Something else I want to shout out though, The Worst Person in the World not getting Best Original Screenplay, one of the best movies, literally my number one of this past year. I thought it was just absolutely fantastic. For anybody who loves film, this is a huge standout. So if this is tonight is the first time you're hearing about this film, I would highly recommend checking it out. It just hits every single aspect. And I feel like it's such a personal film and everybody could kind of resonate with it just a little bit. But yeah.
Shout out to Summer Soul. I thought Summer Soul definitely deserved that win.
That was my favorite documentary.
Great moment too with the speech and everything that happened to the lead up to it was great as well. I still feel like they really dropped the ball by not nominating Denny for Best Director, especially with who else was nominated. I was like, damn, they really dropped the ball with that. But
I don't know about that.
No?
I don't know who else you take out of that. The more I think about that, the more I'm like confident. Like, I don't know who you take out of that. But I don't know. I haven't seen Belfast. So that's the one like I don't know about. But the more I think about that, or maybe PTA, but I don't know.
Definitely PTA. Definitely
Take off PTA.
Yeah,
I like Licorice Pizza.
Yeah, I like Licorice
Dune,
Pizza, but compared to the rest,
Dune? Yeah, it's
Go ahead.
different.
I think like
Sabrina
compared to even like PTA's past filmography, this doesn't even hold a candle, in my opinion. And even though I am a little bit underwhelmed by all of these nominees, where I don't even think like a third of the Best Picture nominees are at the level of like 70% of what we've seen kind of in years past. And like, I know we talked about last year's ceremony. I feel like there's a lot of reasons where maybe that one was just a little bit more underwhelming, obviously, because where we were in the pandemic versus where we are now, kind of in a different spot, still in it, but in a different place. So that's why last year I feel like just didn't hit the same. It feels like people didn't have that same excitement. A lot of people didn't see some of the films that were nominated last year because of movie theaters not being open or all these different things. Also, I feel like there's this oversaturation of films releasing right now and you don't even know where it's going to land. Like, is this theater only? Is this a dual release? Is this just hopping on streaming or is this VOD? I've kind of even caught myself in that situation so many times. So yeah, I feel like this is a good step towards hopefully next year will be a little bit better. And I think we'll kind of see like a stronger set of nominees. Like John was saying with his super chat saying Everything Everywhere All at Once. That one has gotten so much hype. I cannot wait to see it. I had tickets for this past Friday, but couldn't go because of work. So I am definitely going to be checking that one out ASAP.
Yeah, I definitely feel like next year, the lot that is selected for movies, like you said, Sabrina, might be better. 2021 had a lot of good movies, but like you said, I don't feel like most of them were recognized, or if they were international films. Worst Person in the World, Titan,
yeah,
Drive My Car. I feel like most of them were definitely international films that were really remarkable films. So shout out to those films.
Yeah. Also, but West Side Story was pretty remarkable too. I give West Side Story that.
It was all right. It was all right. It was okay. It was okay.
West Side Story was fine.
It was fine. Damn. See, y'all gotta. All right. Y'all gotta
I saw
watch
it.
Yo, no. Y'all gotta watch it with me because I will go through scene by scene and be like, yo, this is excellent. The original West Side Story is literally like my favorite musical of all time, point blank, period. Like, so I'm like this new one, I could go through scene and be like, yo, this is that. All right, but that's just me. That's my opinion. But I love to share my joy of West Side Story with y'all one day for sure.
I would be down to watch it again 100%. I was really happy with Ariana winning that award for West Side Story, because to me, she was 100% the best part about that film and a complete standout.
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to nominees, as far as like how many films got how many nominations and how many of them won them, I feel like Power of the Dog had a lot of nominations. I feel like Coda did as well. Yeah. Coda kind of shined brightest. Would you guys agree with that? As far as like the film that really stood out the most?
Oh yeah, with supporting actor, with like screenplay, like it was cleaning up a lot of major awards.
Yeah, go ahead. RB3, were you going to say something?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I thought as the night progressed, it was definitely the favorite to win, but wasn't my favorite. It definitely wasn't my favorite, like, nominee, not even close. But also, but also film Twitter, we're hating it every single time it went an award. I was seeing the same people ripping their hair out, like, mad that it was winning awards. Like, I'm like, yo, this is funny. Like, it's actually funny watching y'all hate.
Yeah, it's like people don't want, like, a super uplifting coming of age story. They feel like it's maybe beneath the Oscars, because that's kind of what it is. It's really a coming of age story more than anything else. And once I saw it, I was like, oh, this is definitely like supposed to be that. It's not supposed to be anything more than that. But it's a really well done film. Shout out to Apple. Is this going to lead to Apple subscriptions, RB3? Like, is that actually going to work out?
No. Nobody's going to watch this.
Still, I really want to give a major shout out. It's already been done all throughout tonight. If you saw the Oscars, which I'm assuming if you're watching this, you saw it, to the hearing impaired community, especially the hearing impaired who are in arts. There are so many of them that anytime there's a role that is someone who is deaf or is hearing impaired should be performed by an actor that is also deaf and hearing impaired, because they are phenomenal actors. There's so many of them. They give their heart and soul to every film they're in. And everyone in the cast of Coda, as we mentioned before, RB3, there was a Korean actress in Drive My Car, Makari in Eternals. I feel like we're seeing kind of this new reemergence of that. And I feel like that's such a beautiful thing, because they are just that good. They're just that talented, and they deserve to have their time on screen as well, especially if you're telling a story that features them. I personally would love to tell a story about a hearing impaired person or a deaf person. I think it's a really cool avenue, and it has so much to tell for stories, much more than just Coda, but also, as I said before, you can do superhero films with that. And I feel like it's a really cool thing that we should give them a shout out. So shout out to them.
Definitely, like even the cast of Coda, like we already said, like Marley Matlin, Troy Daniel, who played the brother, like just so immensely talented. And again, like Riz Ahmed showing a kind of different side of it with Sound of Metal last year, which I thought was so underseen. Go back and watch that one if you haven't. It's probably still on Amazon Prime or somewhere. That one is absolutely fantastic. But it's always just really interesting to have a spotlight on underrepresented communities and underrepresented people on screen. I want to see a story that I might not fully understand or have experienced in my own life. That's something that really, really interests me. So with Coda, like you said, I don't understand the full hate. Do I think it's like best picture worthy compared to like some past ones, like a Parasite or something? Maybe not, because it is a coming of age film. For what it is fantastic. Like a Lady Bird or like something else, all these different coming of age films, Juno or something else, all of these that have been celebrated in the past, there's not too much of a difference with this one. It's just very sweet and feel good. So I saw people comparing it to like a Disney Channel original movie, and I'm like, that is an insult. As much as I love DComs,
I was gonna say,
but they're saying it as an insult.
Yeah.
I loved them. I still love Smart House and stuff, but that is definitely an insult to what this film is. It is really well written, really well acted. This is definitely something that deserves some type of spotlight. I'm happy that it got what it did, because especially looking at the other nominees, there wasn't too much there for me to like latch onto. So I'm not mad about the win at all, but I do think compared to some past ones, again, still just like slightly like underwhelming, even though I love coming of age films, and we had a very positive, amazing review on it a while back.
RB3, any final thoughts? I think we should come to final thoughts now, especially the way the chat's going. Yeah. Let's just get to our final thoughts on the show itself. RB3, I'll start with you.
Final thoughts. Final thoughts is for everybody who's still watching right now. It's not too late to hit the like button. We have over 900 people watching right now. Let's get to over 1,000 likes at this exact moment. At least, all right, maybe 1,000's being a little ambitious. 1,000's being a little ambitious. Let's hit 500 likes. 500 likes right now. And if something happens, then maybe, something might happen. But okay, 500 likes. What I think of the overall show, I thought it was a good show. I liked the presentation of it. I thought them cutting the nominees are short. Was the A category short was disrespectful. And I thought, especially in lieu for like boring songs and having 2 Encanto songs was just ridiculous. I do think hopefully if they do decide to go into doing more of this kind of stuff next year. I thought the jokes were funny too, but less jokes, more time for awards, and definitely I'm glad that they, in terms of the actual things that won, I'm glad Coda won. I'm glad Jane Chaplin won Best Director because I also like Power of the Dog. I'd love to see Will Smith win an Oscar because, like I said, I'm a big Will Smith fan, regardless of the slap. All the other winners. Shout out to Best Supporting Actress for West Side Story too. So it's all good stuff to me.
Sabrina, final thoughts.
I echo everything RB3 said. Mostly everything. But definitely bringing back the awards that weren't shown on the telecast this year. Bring those back, please. There are so many people that work their asses off to make these films that we are celebrating work, and they deserve the same respect just because they might not be as widely known as some of the actors or directors that we put a spotlight to. Doesn't make their job any less important or any less hard. So they should get the spotlight. Bring those back. If you want to keep musical numbers, maybe tone it down a little bit, maybe add some more songs that were in films. If we got that song from Coda, maybe if we got like Tick Tick Boom, rather than like Reba McEntire, hella respect. I didn't know the film that it came from and I didn't know the song. So I was just not fully into it. Maybe shorten the songs. Like I said, make the songs a little bit shorter. That's a way to kind of like add some more energy into everything and keep that flow going without cutting out these really important awards.
Yeah, or what if the songs were just all one block? Like that could be really cool too. Like that would be a really, really good way to just bring them all together into like one melody kind of thing. I don't know. That's the way to do it. Also, real quick, I did want to say, I thought it was really funny when Kevin Costner gave like a really amazing speech about the art of directing, the beautiful art of directing. And then literally Jane Chaplin comes up and gets the award like, wow, Kevin Costner, very dramatic. and then just like gives her speech. I'm like, yo, is she shady Kevin Costner just now?
Jane Campion is on a roll with these just like really kind of passive aggressive acceptance speeches.
Yeah, the Serena Venus one was
that was bad. That was horrible.
That was not a.
Oh, sorry. One more thing. One last thing. I swear to God, I'm sorry. The music choices for the In Memoriam was way better this year than ever before. I like that as more positive, uplifting music instead of sad music. So,
obviously, guys, thank you so much for watching. Sabrina, where can everyone find you?
I don't know if I want to say at this point. I'm just kidding. Y'all can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Sabrina X Monica. Also on Twitter at Sabrina on Film.
RB3, you've been saying your Twitter handle for a minute, but either way, where can everyone find you, man?
Follow me at Director RB3 on Twitter and Instagram.
You can follow me at Squad Leader Ace. We talk about movies here on First Cut. So if this is your first time watching, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You can look at our past reviews for movies like The Batman, from Oscar-nominated movies, Oscar-winning movies now, like Coda. Make sure to check that out. We did a Dune review as well outside the theater. It was a really fun moment. So make sure you guys check those out if you're new to the channel. Make sure to give us a follow, give us a like, do all that good stuff. Leave us a comment. Make sure to be as positive as you can be throughout this moment. Obviously a very heated moment, but still just try and be positive. Either way, guys, for the First Cut crew, we can be.
Don't you dare laugh with the 4/5 divide you in half. You getting at me equals a bloodbath. You do the math, take you out the equation. This ain't funny, so don't you dare laugh with the 4/5 divide you in half. You getting at me equals a bloodbath. Only one can remain. It's either me or you. Only one can remain. It's either me or you.
It's Britney, bitch.